Hi, book bestie. Yes, even though we're just now meeting, I am saying we are besties. Even if you don't believe it, you're going to believe it. Just give it time, okay? We are going to be book besties, okay? Okay. Today, I wanted to hop on here and talk about books, rant about books, because I love books. And I mean, if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming that you like books as well. So that is what I'm going to be talking about today. And specifically, I am going to be talking about contemporary romance, and I have a few recommendations for that. The first book that I wanted to talk about is Archer's Voice. This is a popular book, so you've probably already heard about it, but I don't care. I want to talk about it. I read this book recently, not too long ago. I love this book. It is so damn cute. It's I also read it at the perfect time because I was a little upset because of a dark romance book that I read that I didn't end up liking. We've all had moments like that with books. Probably a lot with dark romance or just books in general. You know, when we get upset about a book. I'm not going to talk about what that book was. But anyway, I was upset. And so I was like, you know what? I need to read something. I need to read something to take my mind off of this, to put me in a better mood, lighter, just, and Archer's Voice. Archer's Voice. And oh my god, this book is so darn cute. I love it. I really, really recommend it. I would say I need a little refresher. Why did she leave town? So the two main characters in this book, well, obviously one being Archer, and the FMC is Bree. So this story starts with Bree moving into this new town. I am forgetting what the town is called. I forgot. Yeah, anyway, she's moving into this new town to, oh, how do I say this without spoiling? She's moving into this new town to, just escape the past, whatever. I'll just leave it at that, okay? Like something dark happened, okay, in her old life. And so she's moving into this new town to just I would say to just maybe just get a break and yeah, to get a break and to what? Okay, I looked it up. She moved to this town in Maine, and she's there to find peace, find peace. And if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think she originally moved there with the intention of staying forever. I think it was just like a temporary thing to just see, to feel. But of course, she meets Archer. Yeah. And this is a small town romance. I don't know if that's something that if you're into small town romances, definitely check this out. The reason why I say this book is so cute, it's amazing, it's beautiful. First of all, Archer does not talk. He doesn't talk. So there is actually a lot of sign language in this book. And I also feel like, of course, if you read the book, you're going to find out why he doesn't talk. Because I will say right now, it's not because he's deaf. He is not deaf. So that's not the reason why he doesn't talk. But of course, if you read the book, you're going to find out. And, but something that I particularly love about this book is that, there's just a lot of things in this book that you don't typically see in a lot of books. Like, first of all, right, like the sign language. I mean, that was my first book, I believe, that I've read where, yeah, no, definitely, where, both of the characters or one of the characters were signing because the other one doesn't talk. And also, I feel like in romance books, because I can only speak for them, that's really the only kind of books I read. I feel like, you know, if you obviously read quite a few romance books, you know, you know how I am rambling. I am so sorry. You know how in most books, you know, the typical role with between like the man and the woman in the books, where the man is giving this woman in books all of her first experiences. You know what I'm saying when I say that? Yeah, it's not like that in this book. It's actually the other way around. So it's actually Archer's. I hope that's not a spoiler. But yeah, it's actually Archer who is having a lot of his first with her. And that is definitely not something that I have come across a lot. Not at all, because obviously you and I both know that it's the other way around 99% of the time. So, yeah, the fact that it was actually vice versa was very interesting and refreshing to read, and I really liked it. And it was really cute. And you know, it's just, yeah, just check it out. It's a good quick easy read, and you know, it's just something light and it's cute. So yeah, just why not pick up the damn book and read it? Okay, next on my list to talk about is Tempt by Melanie Harlow. Oh my god. This book, I I was very pleasantly surprised by it. I don't remember what initially made me want to pick it up. I mean, well, no. I remember it's because of I know it's because of a booktuber. No, not a booktuber, a book talker. Yeah, a book talker that I watch. And I don't know why I'm doing this to you. Do you remember that? The dab thing? Okay. Anyway, I know it's because of a book talker that I watched in the summer. So I was like, okay, I put it on my list. And I finally read it back in September. And I was very, very surprised by how much I liked it. Like, I finished it in a day. I could not put it down. And the reason why I was surprised that I would be that invested in it or even really like it is because I will say, though, this is a taboo book. So I don't know if you're not into that, maybe don't pick it up. But it was done in a way to where I really liked it. It's a ex-boyfriend's father type of situation. And you know, I've tried a book like that before and I did not like it. It was years ago. And I actually tried another book like that recently after, like, since I've read Tempt, and I did not like it. So I think for me, when it comes to tropes like that, it has to be done in a certain way so I can like it. And I feel like normally in tropes like that, you know, where it's the ex-boyfriend's dad, I feel like a lot of times that ex-boyfriend is a really horrible person. Again, I can't really speak on that because I've only read 3 books like that and I DNF'd 2 of them. So take that with a grain of salt. I can't speak like I know this for sure. But in my experience, it has been. And I don't like it. The ex-boyfriend in this book, in Tempt, is actually not an asshole. And yeah, I can't get in too much to it because then I'm just giving things away. But he's not an asshole. And I will say though, if this is a trope that you don't typically like or you're skeptical about, I would say try this book because this is a trope that I'm definitely not crazy about, but I loved it in this book. And again, it's also an easy read. The spice is there, you know. I forgot to mention that in Archer's voice. There's spice in there too, of course. Uh yeah. Just give it you know. Oh, also it's an age gap romance, which I mean, obviously though, if it is That is so fucking obvious. I realized because I said it's an ex-boyfriend's dad's situation. But yeah, it's an age gap romance. Again, I don't know. Some people are into reading that, some aren't. I love age gap romances. But yeah, I will say, check this out. It's a quick, easy read. It's fun. I don't know. I really liked it. It was fun. Yeah. hmm There is spice. I feel like from what I remember, there's a good amount of spice. There's some sneaking around. So if you like reading that in books, it's in there. So yeah, go for it. Um, so obviously, when they meet, they don't know the connection that they shared, how his son is this woman's ex-boyfriend. I should actually give you their names. I am so sorry. Why have I not given you their names? So yeah, actually her ex-boyfriend is actually getting married to somebody else. And I will say they're on good terms. So there's nothing like, like I said, he's actually not an asshole. And so they're on good terms. He's getting married and she's planning the wedding. Very awkward. Her family, like the company that plans weddings, yeah, like her family. How do I say this right? Give me a moment. Her family owns this company. I really hope I'm remembering this correctly. Her family owns this business, and this business that her family owns is where her ex and his fiance is getting married. So, yeah. And so they actually hook up, you know, like the ex-boyfriend's dad. By the way, their names are Zach and Millie. Zach is the ex-boyfriend's dad. I don't remember the ex-boyfriend's name. I want to say Mason. Maybe I'm right about that. I really want to say Mason, but I don't know. I just had to double check what their names were because I was going to say Penelope. Her name is Millie. Okay. Yeah. Millie and Zach. Okay. Anyway, so Millie and Zach actually hook up that first night that they meet, you know, in a bar. Her sister's like, you know what, you need to get out more and blah, blah, blah. So she actually does get out. And of course, she's actually being harassed by this guy. He steps in, saves the day or whatever. Okay. I'm being a little, okay. Anyway, yeah, he does like, you know. And then, of course, they end up talking. And then, of course, that leads them to hooking up in his hotel. And it was a wild night, too. They both, yeah, it was a wild night, too, for the both of them. And yeah, this was before. Obviously, they don't know, they don't know. They don't know. And what is so, the next time they see each other, I believe the next time they see each other is well, it is obviously having something to do with his son's wedding. I want to say the rehearsal, but it is not the rehearsal. It is something much like before that. But yeah, imagine that you have sex with your dad's. Oh, no. You you sleep with your ex-boyfriend's father, one night stand. You don't even know that though. You don't know that you did that was your ex-boyfriend's dad. But then no contact afterwards. But then the next time you see this man that you had a wild night with, it's awkward and you have to pretend that you don't know each other because your ex-boyfriend is there. Yeah. Anyway, go check out that book. I really like it. It's good. I like it. Also, I didn't realize that book is a second generation. So Millie is actually the daughter of two other characters that have a book. I did not realize that. I will check that out eventually because I actually do plan to read more Melanie Harlow. Anyway, I How what? I don't know why I'm laughing. Okay, say you swear. Say you swear. Say you swear by Megan Brandy. I read this book. Now, let me make something very clear. I do not like love triangles. That is definitely one of my top, like, 3 or 5 or whatever tropes that I do not like. I will avoid books like that. I mean, ironically enough, I feel like I watch it more in shows, but even then, I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I don't like love triangles, okay? But I actually decided to read this book because it's popular on TikTok, and I actually saw somebody saying that they really loved this book and they hate love triangles too. And I was reading the comments and they're saying, like, like, oh, this love triangle was actually written well or whatever. So anyway, point is, so I decided to give it a chance. And I was also kind of nervous because, I mean, not just because of the love triangle, but I was also nervous because it's emotional from what I've heard. It makes a lot of people cry. And so the whole time I was reading that book, I was just kind of like, you know, a little nervous. Just like I was wary. I was wary the whole time. I was like, okay, am I gonna cry? What is gonna make me cry? Am I gonna even like this book? Or am I gonna get pissed? Anyway, it is a long book, and I actually really liked it. And yeah, I did cry. I can see why it was emotional. Happy ending, by the way. I want to make that clear. Well, wait. Happy ending for the person that she should have ended up with. I will say the characters' names. I'll even include who the other guy is. Ariana, FMC, Noah, MMC, and the other guy is Chase. Okay? So, I want to say something. This is not a spoiler, by the way. I feel like the author makes it very clear from the beginning, who she is going to end up with. Okay? Very clear. I won't say who, just in case, because I don't know, some of you might consider that a spoiler, but I will say this. It is very clear from the beginning. Very clear. And I will also say that you will want her to end up with that person. You will want her to end up with that guy. You will not want her to end up with the other one. You won't. Now, I can't go into too much because there's also there's so many things I want to say. But this is a no spoiler video. Damn it. Okay. Yeah. It's just so good. Like, their love, Ariana and who she ends up with, their love, oh, their love is love. Their love is love. Top tier. Okay. He is, so many people will say he surpasses book boyfriend. He is like book husband. And I agree. You would want, like, I would want someone like him. I would. Okay. He is book husband material. Oh my gosh. Also, the title is called Say You Swear. I loved how the author included that in the book 4 different times, if I'm remembering correctly. 4 different times. And it was kind of like what's this called? A circle? A one? No. Oh, 360, I believe. Don't. Yeah, it's called a circle. And, what's it called though? No, it's something else. A full circle. I think that's what I'm trying to say. That took me way too long. Anyway, it's called a full circle. Say You Swear, like just the title. I loved how the author did a full circle with that title. And it felt natural too. I don't know. I loved it. And look, there are some sad things that do happen in this book, but it is a really good book. It's beautiful. Ariana and the guy that she ends up with, their love, their love is love. Okay, the way that they love each other is just so beautiful. It's pure. It's strong. It is a strong. It is a strong love. I so recommend this book, especially, you know, if you're not into love triangles, give this book a try. I feel like this is the book that you would like if you don't like love triangles. Like me, like other people, like a lot of other people. There's a lot of other people who don't like love triangles, but they liked this book. So give it a chance. Yeah, it's really it's really good. See, I want to say more, but I can't. Like, I feel like if I say even who she ends up with, that's kind of a spoiler. Like, if you have no, I don't know, if you know nothing about this book, because I would go into a little more detail, but I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that, I think. So, yeah. I don't know. Just give it a chance. Look into it at the very least. Most likely, you will not regret it. It's really good. Okay, these next two books I'm gonna mention. If you love a good friends to lovers trope, oh, also that was a say you swear to. There was definitely some friends to lovers there, but okay. Anyway, moving on from that book. If you love friends to lovers, or even if you just like it, definitely give these two books a look at. The first book that I'm mentioning is called Blindsided by Amy Daws. Oh my god, I love this book. Oh my god, I love this book. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a best friends to lovers. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. I love it. Let me tell you why. I love it. Their names are Mac and Freya, by the way. Um, it's just it's cute. Okay, it's cute. It's cute. It's they are adults, I will say. So this isn't they're adults. They're both in their 30s, I believe. And it's just, you know, it does start with them, you know, hooking up, and then it does transition obviously to them falling in love with each other. And they watch a lot of what is that show called on Netflix? It's the horse show. Is it called Heartland? What? Let me see. Yes, okay. They watch that show a lot on Netflix called Heartland. That is not relevant, really. I'm just telling you that that's a show that they love to watch. Um, she loves horses, and so later in the book, he does do something that reminds her of the show that they love to watch, and obviously, it involves a real horse. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, um, how they start from, you know, transitioning from friends to lovers. So Mac and Freya and a group of their friends are playing Never Have I Ever, and let's just say because of that game it leads to Mac coaching her coaching her. And yeah, yeah, it's just, you know, so it does start out with them having sex. So yeah, but it's a really cute book. Actually, is this a spoiler if I say this? I will say this. I don't think this is a spoiler. I hope not. Um, it's not like they just immediately like jump into having sex. He actually takes her out on a very nice date first. I will say that. Hmm. And then they do it. And that's how, you know, yeah. I don't know. But it's just it's very cute because like they also bicker a lot and their bicker is amusing. And you know, it's just seeing them, you know, falling in love through that. Also, he gifts her a cat. Hmm. A cat. She loves those. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to tell you something funny about this book. So, she does mentioning the cat. This is a new cat. She already has a cat. So now they have two cats. But anyway, the first cat, don't remember its name, but after. the first, the first time that they're together, the morning after he stayed over and he's asleep, and he feels something on his chest licking his nipple. Now, he's still like half asleep, so he's thinking that it's Freya. It is not Freya. And that's all I'll say. That was so funny. And he wakes up and he sees the damn cat. Anyway, okay, moving on. The next book that I'm mentioning is called, oh my god, I love this book. I love this book. I love this book. I love this book. Okay, this is actually a new all-time favorite of mine. Love and Other Words. Okay, you've probably heard of this book. I love this book. Oh my god. Macy and Elliot. First of all, can I say something? Okay, I finished this book in less than 24 hours. But I want to say something. No other book has managed to do this to me, and that is saying it a lot. This book. So I stayed up reading it, and I went to sleep eventually. I had to force myself to go to sleep because it's like, okay, I still do have to sleep. I went to bed around 2 in the morning, I believe, and I was only asleep for 4 hours. So I woke up around 6 in the morning. And the reason why I'm even mentioning this is because in those 4 hours of sleep, I was like half awake, I guess. And I remember dreaming about this book. I was dreaming about the book. That's what I was doing. Dreaming about the damn book. And then I wake up around 6 a.m. and I'm wide awake. I am wide awake. And then I just I read the book and I finish it. And I did not take a nap that day. I was fully awake. My sole purpose for that day was just that book. I dreamt about that book and I woke up 4 hours later fully awake and ready to finish it. That was my purpose for that day. Anyway, yeah, so this is a childhood's best friends to lovers romance. It's also a second chance romance. So you see them as children. I believe they're 12. Yeah, I think they're 12 when they meet. You see them as children, and it's like the past and present. So you see them as children and teenagers, and then you see them in the present as adults. I believe they're in their late 20s. Are they? I think they're 28 or 29 in the present. Anyway, and also I loved the transition between the past and the present. Like I thought both time periods or whatever, both of those were really interesting to me. And yeah, I don't know, it's this is cute. This book is cute. It's pure. Just seeing them fall in love as children, and then unfortunately, I mean, the reason why they break up, you see how they drifted apart, and then just like them reconnecting in the present. And I don't want to say falling in love again because they actually never did stop loving each other. They always did love each other. Okay, they were separated for 10 years, 10 or 11 years. That's such a long time. Oh my god, I love this book, but oh, that's such a long time. Anyway, yeah, so you see them in the present. I want to say, how do I want to say this? Macy was definitely more reluctant. It wasn't that she didn't stop loving him because she did love him, but it was more so, I guess, her accepting that because of the reasons why it led to them partying all those years ago when they were teenagers. So it's her accepting it in the present and I guess not being scared to be in a relationship with him again and accept her feelings. Elliot's already. This man is already, and he is very honest about his feelings too. That is something that they both have in common. Although, like, Macy was always honest with him too. Although I will say, maybe less so in the present. He was always more direct and honest. It's just he loves her so much. Oh my god. He loves her. Okay? He loves her so much. And the reason why, of course, I will say, as all second chances, I'm sure, it was a misunderstanding. What happened? It was a misunderstanding, and that is so unfortunate. I don't know. This book is so good. Like the banter that they have, and just I don't know. It's lighthearted. It's so cute. It's sweet. Just pick it up and read it. Although I will say, if you're someone who needs a lot of spice in a book, then this probably won't be for you, because this book actually does not have a lot of spice. There are only two sex scenes. One in the present and one in the past when they're teenagers. That is it. And that's both towards the end of the book. So I will say that. So if you do need spice in this, you're probably not gonna like this book. So I don't know, but I loved it. It was amazing. There was only really one critique that I had, but Christina Lauren, those are the authors, by the way, that wrote the book. Christina Lauren, they corrected their mistake that they did in this book. They corrected it in the special edition that they released like a year ago or so. Anyway, you'll know what I'm talking about if you read the book. I'm not gonna say what it is though, because that's a big spoiler. But yeah, check it out. Oh my god, I am terrible. What the hell? Blindsided, I forgot to mention, is a plus size romance. Freya. So yeah. Again, yeah. How did I forget to mention that? Okay. Anyway, P.S. You're Intolerable. Oh my god, I love this book. I'm saying about that about all the books, but it's true. I love all of them. Okay, P.S. You're Intolerable by Julia Wolf. I love this book. I know I'm saying that about all the books, but it's true, okay? It's true. This book is so, I know I'm gonna use that word again, cute. But it is though. First of all, it's a plus size romance. It's a boss assistant. So, oh, the characters' names are Elliot and Catherine. So Elliot is her boss. She's the assistant. So it's a boss. I said that it's a boss assistant. It's a single mother trope. It's Grumpy Sunshine. So she does have a baby. Not before she meets him. Well, actually, when she meets him, wait, no, actually, yeah, when she meets him, she is already pregnant, but it's in the beginning of her pregnancy. This book, I love it so much. First of all, Elliot is so funny. I will say there is something in the book about gaslighting. He believes he's being gaslighted. And then he just goes on about this whole definition and the origins of gaslighting. And I busted out laughing. It was so funny. And he's funny, okay? He is funny. And so Catherine, like I said, Catherine is already pregnant when she meets him. She's not far along in her pregnancy. And she got so yeah, she ends up having a daughter named Josephine. They do not call her Josie. What do I call her that? No, Joey. She calls her Joey. Her name's Josephine, but she calls her whatever. Anyway, yeah, they call her Joey, and she's not pregnant by him, obviously, but um he falls in love with Catherine, and he loves her baby like she is his own, and she does become his. So yeah, it's so cute seeing how Elliot loves Catherine and seeing how Elliot loves Joey. It's so cute. It's really a feel good rom. It's so wholesome. It is so good. I will say, so how it, like, I guess, like, what brought them together is so the guy that she did get pregnant with was her best friend. He's a douche. He is a douche. They were supposed to be building this house together, and look, for reasons it didn't work out, and her house is in shambles. Literally, it's in shambles. And he comes over one day because of something work related, and he sees the house, and he's like, "I have an extra bedroom or something." It's like, you and your daughter pack your bag and live with me. That's basically how it happens. And of course, that leads to them falling in love and everything. It's a good book. It's a really, really, really good book. It's so cute. It's really cute. I love this book. Okay, another book I have on the list is definitely not for everybody. Definitely not. So, yeah, this is definitely not for everybody. So do not check this book out. If this is a trope that may trigger you, you just don't like it. It is the book that I'm about to mention is called Our Little Secret by QB Tyler. And the reason why I say it's not for everybody because it is the cheating trope. So, some people may like that, some people may not. That's fine. But I actually really did like this book, I will say. Um the so their names are Chris and Marissa, I believe. Yeah, Chris and Marissa. Chris is already married to a god awful woman. She is awful. Oh my gosh. I'm forgetting her name. She is awful. Okay? She's a gold digger. She married him for his money. And she didn't even care that he was having affairs or anything like that until obviously he met Marissa, because Marissa he had to did fall in love with. And then that's when his wife started to care, and she was like fighting the divorce and all that, Anyway, the wife is awful. Yeah. So Marissa and Chris, they hook up one night. She doesn't know that he's married. Of course, he knew he was married, obviously, but yeah, she didn't know. And I am forgetting, how did they meet again? They both work at the same company or something. I'm thinking, ooh. So they meet because of this wedding that they're both at. And, of course, it starts with them having this amazing one night stand. 3 months later, um, they meet again because she's starting this new job. Marissa starts this new job, and Chris is her new boss. So, yeah. And she finds out that he is married. So, obviously, she was very upset at first. And, I will say, so going back to the wedding, she actually had a lot of pins in her hair, and she took them out when they were together, when they had their one night stand, and not going back forward to when they meet again because of her new job. She's upset obviously because she didn't know that he was married, and he saved one of her pins that was in her hair, and he's carried it with him every day for these past 3 months. So yeah, I actually did really like this story. I don't know if I'm doing a good job talking about this book. Hell, I don't think I'm doing a good job talking about any of them. I'm all over the place, but I am always all over the place. So over here wouldn't be any different. Okay, anyway, I actually really did like this book, and it was cute, and I do recommend it. Just don't read it if you're not into the cheating trope, or even if you aren't, maybe give it a chance. Maybe give it a chance. If you don't like it, I'll understand. Anyway, on to the next one. Okay, the next book that I am going to mention is called Coach. This book is called Coach by Devney Perry. This is a sports romance. So it is kind of a second chance. First of all, this is a best friends lovers romance. This is kind of a second chance because I feel like they're both adults, by the way. They're in their 30s, I believe. Late 20s or the early 30s, whatever. And they were best friends in college, And right before they were going to get together, because something happened, and they didn't end up together. They didn't end up. Nothing happened. Nothing progressed aside from that thing that they did one night in college, and they were separated for years until years later they are both working for the same college because he's a football coach for the university, and she's a sports director. I think. I think. By the way, their names are Ford and Millie. This is a singles dad's romance. So he has a daughter. So yeah, he has a daughter. She is not a baby. She's ooh in elementary school, I think. I think that's her age. Yeah, she's in elementary school. I want to say like she's like 6 or so. So yeah, but yeah, they reconnect again as adults when they're both working, at the university together. And by the way, that's also forbidden. So it's also a little bit of a forbidden, story. Um, yeah, I could not put this book down either. I actually really did enjoy this book. It was really good. I spent actually it was Coach, this book, and Tempt by Melanie Harlow. I read both of those books in that weekend, just in one weekend. It was really good. So they reconnect after so many years later, and it is a little bit of a push and pull in the beginning because Millie is pushing away because she's hurt because of what Ford did all those years ago, and Ford wants a chance to explain himself, and she does give him that chance eventually, and yeah, they reconnect, and they are secretly in a relationship with one another because, like, again, it's a forbidden romance because they're not allowed to be dating, and it's really good. It's sweet. It's sweet. It's good. It's a light read. Okay, the next book I'm going to be mentioning is actually by the same author, so Devney Perry. This book is called Rally, and this book, Coach and Rally are actually part of the same series. And the thing is that I read Rally first. It doesn't matter the order that you read it in, but I read Rally first, and I had actually read Rally maybe like a few weeks before I read Coach. Again, I didn't know that they were even part of the same series. So when I was reading Coach, I was surprised to see the characters from Rally. So the characters' names in Rally are Faye and Rush. So anyway, when I was reading Coach, I was surprised to see Faye and Rush because actually the interesting thing though is that their stories happen simultaneously. So yeah, which is also very interesting because I feel like yeah, that was interesting. I liked it, but yeah, the stories happen at the same time. So yeah. Anyway, going back to Rally, this is a surprise pregnancy trope. I think if this is like, if I remember correctly, I think they both hook up like right before school starts. So this is like the end of the summer or something. And this happens when they both break up recently. They both break up with their exes recently, and then they hook up or something like that. They were. By the way, I want to be clear. They didn't break up with their whoever they were with before for each other. Like they were. No, that wasn't why. They were already, yeah. I believe they actually meet they meet when both of them are camping, and then they end up talking, and like the vibes are there, but nothing happens that night. And then I don't remember how much later. It wasn't like a long time. Maybe I don't know, it wasn't a long time. It was not. They do end up having a one night stand after Faye and her group of friends are partying or whatever, and Rush is there. And that is actually that night they do end up hooking up, and she does get pregnant. hmm And yeah, so like this book is them navigating parenting because they're in college, so it's navigating parenting and just the struggles of that, obviously, but also then their feelings for each other, like figuring out how they feel about each other. And they do fall in love and all of that. And I will say, Rush stepped up to the plate. He was there for her from the beginning and all of that. So, um, yeah, this was a good book. I really liked it. And the characters from, so like I said, Rush and Coach, their stories happen simultaneously. And you see Millie and Ford and Rally, and you see Rush and Faye and Coach. Their stories just happening, at the same time, which is interesting. But obviously, you don't see a lot. I will say you don't see a lot, but yeah. Okay, so the next book and the last book on this video that I am mentioning is called Heartbreaker by Sara, Cate. This is another surprise pregnancy book, but the MMC, this is not his baby. Okay, yeah. So their names are Lucas and Sara. Nope, Sadie. Their names, sorry, it is not Sara, it is Sadie. Their names are Lucas and Sadie, and this is a professor student relationship as well. So Lucas is her professor, and yeah, so Sadie does get pregnant, not by him. She gets pregnant by somebody else. Um, should I say who it is? So Sadie works in this sex club, and she gets pregnant by this star. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, but anyway, that's who she gets pregnant by. I believe his name is Jax, if I remember correctly. I think his name is Jax. So she gets pregnant by him. He's just not there. That's all I'll say about him. And so Sadie, I'm gonna be honest, I am forgetting the reason why she moved out. She moved out of her parents' house. I'm forgetting why she did that. But in any event, it ended up her moving in with Lucas. And of course, naturally, they fall in love. And he also falls in love with her baby. He does end up taking care of her baby. He loves her baby, and her baby becomes his baby. So yeah, it's a really good book. It's cute. I like it. Also, there was something where they broke up because even though they were falling in love, he didn't have his priorities straight right away. Like, he was putting work before her and the baby, but it all worked itself out. He straightened himself up and he realized, no, Sadie and the baby is more important. So yeah, if you like if you like surprise pregnancy books, or a trope where it just has that, pregnancy in it, I recommend it. It is good. I talk a lot and I feel like I talked your ear off, and I am sorry. No, I'm not. I'm actually kind of sorry to myself because now I'm a little tired. So yeah, anyway, that is all the books that I have to talk about today, at least for right now. I hope you check them out. Please let me know what you think of on any of the books that you checked out. I am sorry. I don't think I did that great of a job being descriptive, but mind you, this is like one of my first videos. I am new. Keep that in mind. I am new, so give me some grace. I will get better with time, okay? So yeah. Also, I have to navigate how to talk about these books without spoiling, because that's like a hard thing for me to do. So I hope I didn't spoil anything for you guys, or I hope I didn't spoil too much. But anyway, I hope you check out these books. I hope you enjoy them. Let me know, and please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for being here, and thank you for listening, and have a good rest of your day. Bye!